We should be live now.
Perfect. Greetings, fellow space travelers. How is everyone? Oh, by the way, you guys may have noticed I completely cleared the chat log.
Yeah, I did notice that. What the fuck, dude?
I may or may not have rolled things that you guys are not supposed to see. And I was like, oh no, oh no, how do I delete this? Oh, I can't delete just one. I guess I'm deleting everything.
Good to know.
That was
Oh!
years. Wow. Wow.
Starting off big strong.
Yeah. Let's see if I can add to that. Okay, yeah.
I mean, it would be.
Damn it! That's gonna be my best roll all night.
It's fitting that it's Anna.
So, that's amazing.
When last we left, you guys had quite a doozy of a conversation with Cyborg and Indigo, and Isaac's father, about, small, simple things like the start of the Corsairs, what caused it, and that Lucas might be the cause of it, and ways to possibly go about doing it. In addition to that, you all decided that you desperately want to take down Vector and Mother and the others, who are at the moment headquartered in a large building called Nerve, which is the front name for Daddy Dearest Corporation.
Mm-hmm.
And
can we not use that word?
Papa?
Papa? Papa?
Jackass?
Jackass, you came!
Jackass.
I like that one better.
DNA contributor.
You guys took a little time to go pick up an old friend in Hellhound.
Inside of Hellhound.
Inside of Hellhound? Okay, now I'm confused. What?
I don't know.
Oh,
You
okay.
said in Hellhound.
Oh, yeah, as an ally in Hellhound, he is an ally in which you found kinship. I don't know. Maybe I messed that up too. I'm so confused now. But you got him. You brought him back with you. Big Fur in the flesh. He's
Big Fur.
back with you guys. Yeah, Big Fur. You were invited. You kind of invited them using Anna's house, which I'm sure that won't come back to bite her at all.
I wasn't able to spray paint it either.
No.
The idea being that if you could actually accept the chance for a conversation, you might be able to learn a bit more about your enemy, since you're planning to attack them anyway. And most importantly, Delhomme, Isaac's father, has given you guys a means of attacking the building without drawing the entire armed forces of the Zebron on top of your heads. Because, I mean, good guys, bad guys, cops typically don't like it if you assault public buildings.
Yeah.
But there is
Imagine
a method.
that.
He has an elite that are called time spikes, where if positioned correctly, can destabilize the time and reality of the area in between them, causing it to shift to a different place. And of course, if it shifts to a different place, well, the CDF can't really crash your party. I mean, they technically could, but they'd have to have a really powerful person with them. And that said, we ended last session with you guys preparing to have a sit-down chat, a diplomatic conversation with Vector over holograms. I believe you're going to have yours in your ship. Is that correct?
Yes?
Using the AAG? Because we discussed that. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't know if you can have this in the ship. And you're like, but we have the AAG. I was like,
So what I want to do is have it inside of the ship so that it's not traceable.
Sure.
Now, if
absolutely.
that's not possible, and if they're just going to trace it to where the ship is, maybe that's not the best idea.
Uh, yeah, actually. So here's the thing: they could trace it. Okay, well, for Anna, this is what you would know. It wouldn't be a sure bet thing. They'd have to have a hacker, of course. But they could theoretically trace it to the ship's AAG on the outside. But after that, they'd have no idea where it goes because it's going through basically a miniature black hole, and those are untraceable. The NSA is very upset about that fact, but physics is physics.
I ain't American.
But yeah, so that is a valid concern. If they had a talented enough hacker to trace your signal, they would be able to trace it to the ship unless extra measures are taken.
What would those extra measures entail?
Anna, roll me a knowledge check. But basically, since we don't have a knowledge electronics, just roll me an intelligence check plus your proficiency.
Okay, so just roll.
Roll me an intelligence check, and you're going to add
4
to it. Yeah.
22.
22.
All right, so 22. Anna, it wouldn't be the easiest thing in the world, but if you were to bounce the signal off of several relays, you're fairly confident that you could give yourselves about 30 minutes before anyone would be able to trace it through all those relays, even the best hackers. Because it's not a matter of how good you are, it's a matter of you have to trace to this relay and crack that relay, and then trace to that relay and crack that relay. So if you had about 6 hours of time, you could set it up well enough to give you guys about 30 minutes where you would not be traceable.
Alrighty.
Could we have done that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is flexible time. We're not saying like you're 5 minutes
cool.
before the meeting.
Cool.
Yeah, flexible time.
If at all possible,
yes.
Let's do that.
All right, Anna, I'm going to have you roll me another same check. This time to actually do it. Because, again, we don't have a technology skill.
Yeah, that works.
Still
21.
plus 4 or?
Yeah. Still
So
plus
21.
4. Yeah, because this is something you're trained in. You do a really good job. As far as you're concerned, you're fairly confident that it's going to take them quite a while to trace this. The best they can get is they will know that your ship is somewhere on Zeberon, but given the size of Zeberon, that is not very helpful.
Given the fact they already know that.
Yeah. It will not tell them anything they don't already.
Yeah.
Opens door, Sam's there. Shit.
Fuck.
Would you even recognize him?
I mean, if I open a door at this point, I see a cyborg.
Squee. Jesus.
These are the questions that must be asked, Bern.
I mean, what other cyborg is coming after me at this point?
True enough. I do not deny logic.
She has some critical thinking.
Well, and to be fair, Tessa has seen him.
Tessa has done a witness sketch.
Tessa has done a
really big
a heckin' witness.
A heckin' witness sketch. Was Tessa a good girl now?
What?
11 out of 10.
Well, yeah, exactly. Bern gets it. He knows what I'm talking about.
Proper meme.
That's the way dogs talk. It's a heckin' of a good sketch. Sam did me a bamboozle.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. Yes. So you're fairly confident you're untraceable, at least for 30 minutes. So keep the meeting under that time frame.
If we're gonna hang up on them, make it dramatic.
Right. Guys, we have 29 minutes. Say something dramatic and hit the button.
Goodbye.
Anything else you guys would like to prepare for? You don't know who's going to be on the other side. If it's just going to be Vector, if it's going to be anyone else, you don't know. Obviously.
I think just doing it in the Starlook Lounge is a good idea because we have couches and games and stuff. I don't know. I mean,
are we going to play poker while doing it?
Yes. We have it in the center, and we're playing poker. That's exactly
you act like
what
they
we
interrupted
should do.
you. Like you're in the middle of poker, you're like, "Oh, we didn't expect you to call."
You scheduled this. We also scheduled a poker game.
No,
I guess
they
we
scheduled
double-booked.
this.
You guys are
We
very
already
busy with very
scheduled a
things to
poker
do.
game a few days ahead. That's not
All right,
our
so-
fault.
But you'll have it in the Starlock Lounge. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Is there
Don't-
anyone in particular? Go ahead.
Don't forget that Delhomme wanted to be there. So that means he's going
Yes.
on the ship for the first time.
Yes, and I
Isaac
will
is
handle
going
that.
to-
I will handle that narratively. When we get there, are there any other NPCs that you would want in or out of this meeting? Anyone in particular that you'd say I want them there, or I do not want them there?
Oh man.
Looks at all our NPCs.
Yeah, I know.
Knee-jerk
Yeah.
reaction is to not have Heart there, because she might get real mad at him.
Oh.
True.
True.
Do we want Indigo and Cyber there?
Indigo hasn't returned yet.
Okay, let me rephrase that. Do we want Cyber there?
Maybe like in the corner. Maybe I guess it's. Is this giving them a VR experience or like the 360
yeah,
videos?
no,
is what I'm saying?
Not the 360 video. It's going to be more like it's going to be holograms, but only the direction the receiver's facing. So you guys will all have to. So say for example, it's right here. It's only going to pick up everything like this.
So we're all around this table dealing out cards, and the receiver pops on. There's cards in front of him. So what's your bet?
Are we on? Do they know we're here? Hello.
All right, cool. And you busted. There you go.
Jeez. Okay. Maybe like be Cyber quietly like behind it.
Often.
Oh,
he-
I see. Yeah. Gotcha.
Like not everyone has to be in shot. If anything, let's not have everyone in shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't play
Certainly.
all our cards.
But I'm
Yeah.
Ha. Get it? Poker.
No. Poker.
So why don't we have it facing us, most of us around the table like this, and then whoever wants to still be around can sit on the couches. Sound fine?
Sure.
Yeah.
Alright. Pretty sure that Isaac's family is probably gonna be there. We have Cyber 6. Who else do you think should
Sorry, are
be
you doing
here?
VIP reserved seating?
Absolutely. Front row seat
first come, first
to
serve.
our
Let's
poker
go.
tournament. Yeah.
I don't know if I want Tessa in there. Part of me's like, I shouldn't bar her from it, but at the same time, it's like, are you going to have a very loud reaction again?
Poker.
I'm not going to poke her.
No.
Oh my god.
All right, let me just go down the list real quick then. Cathor.
Nah.
I don't think he really needs to be there.
Okay.
He can do the science.
Sarah.
No, she needs to do research for us. She's probably still
Yeah.
at...
She's not in the ship right now.
Chrysalis.
You'd have to actually
Yeah.
call her back. Right.
Yeah.
Cyber 6 behind the camera.
Yep.
Miss Felina.
Miss Felina.
I mean, if she wants to be there, I
Yeah,
think
if
she
she
should
wants
be
to be.
able to be there.
That
This
that
is
might
kind
be a
of
good
a
idea.
personal thing
I
for
think
her.
she'd want to be behind the camera with Cyber 6.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Oh
so.
yeah, I only
That's
want
fine.
like PCs in front of the camera.
Yeah, like she'd want to be there. She's not sure she's ready to face Vector again, but maybe she would be of use. Her general idea would be, I mean, she hasn't talked too much of it, but she's obviously very torn up about what's happened, even if she kind of, yeah, I expect Vector is like that, but she's not ready. She's sure she's ready to face him, but who knows? She thinks she might be of use, so behind the camera. So Delhomme's going to be there. Felina, Cyborg 6. Indigo is not back yet. Tessa, yay or nay?
Does she want to be there?
Absolutely.
Sure, but it's going to be cautioned with don't reveal you're here.
So behind the camera.
Oh yeah. I
She'll
just more
give
meant
you-
like stay quiet.
Yeah, she'll give you a sour look, but she'll agree. She doesn't like the idea, but
You did shoot him.
I mean,
details?
He might be bitter. He might be bitter from all these years in general.
I was gonna say, like, that seems to be splitting hairs. Like, you shot him, so he might be a little bit better, you know, as opposed to when we ran away and, like, left him and almost, you know, stole away another one of his employees and also
Stole like 5 million credits.
yeah, that
Fucking
too.
with him before that too.
Yeah,
To
so
be fair, you haven't exactly been keeping in touch, so you don't know how he feels about all this. Probably pretty good guesses. All things considered.
I missed you. Who the fuck are you?
So PC's in front of the camera, Cyber 6, Tessa, and Miss Felina behind the camera. Oh, and Delhomme in front of the camera. He's going to be pretty adamant about that.
He's gonna be in front.
Oh yes, he wants to look his enemies in the eye.
Can he be like Batman in the background?
Please.
What? you
Dad,
like, just
trust
standing
me.
there
Trust me. It'll
brooding?
be okay.
I love the idea of him just like leaning against the back wall, glaring into the camera.
We'll you know what? We'll handle that in character because he's going to come on the ship once you guys are ready. So,
Is the other sister gonna be there?
oh yeah, Theta's going to be there.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Theta's gonna be there. Hopefully on a couch, behind the camera.
So the
Right.
camera's going to be facing which direction?
This way.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
so then
we're gonna
Cyber
be
6.
here.
Gotcha.
I'll just move myself right here. We'll get Kid a booster seat.
They've got a deep hand.
Where's Tessa? Why can't I find Tessa? Is she not on this map?
She might not be.
No.
I
You
can't
can't
believe
have
you.
that.
Yeah, I don't see her either.
I guess we'll have Daddy do
Boom.
this like right.
She's on the
here or
map.
something.
She
Well,
hasn't changed her hair.
You might be able to convince him to stay behind the camera. You'll have to see.
No, I'm not talking about behind the
Go
camera.
here somewhere. Right. I know
Like
what you mean.
he can be in front, but not sitting at the table.
Gotcha.
Like I said, looming in the background like Batman.
Yes.
Okay. So why don't we kind of go out of narrative and more into I'm moving text. Why am I moving text? There we go.
Good question. Here.
Into Delhomme boarding the ship. I'm sure Isaac would be there to greet him.
Absolutely.
All right, go ahead and move your character to the cargo bay. Oh,
Wow.
you guys don't want Ryle in on this meeting?
I mean, I can go
No.
grab him if you want.
Doesn't unless we want to.
Imagine the
We can-
element of surprise.
I guess we.
No,
can,
we're
like,
saving that for the fight.
We can take the table down to the cargo area.
No,
No.
no. I've already given you the poker.
Yes. All right.
So Delhomme will make his way onto the ship up to the up through the hangar bay.
Wow.
Oh gosh. Let me actually make him about
That's
the
his
right
icon.
size.
Wow.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. He's a little old maybe than this icon shows, but he wears his age very, very well. I haven't described him too much. But
That's a beautiful hat, Squee.
thank you.
Mhm.
He's definitely he's got to be at least in his 50s, but he wears his age very, very well. A very hard life. has not had much impact on him in a negative way, if that makes sense. Very few lines. He plus he's Atlantean, so that's probably heavily leaning in his favor too.
They have an extra 100 years to tack onto their life.
Was your mother Atlantean too? Is Isaac full blood or half?
No, he's half.
He's half. He's halfies.
Yeah.
Halfies.
Yeah.
But he walks up the ramp and takes one look around the cargo bay, taking in everything. His eyes stopping momentarily on Rael and Quicksilver, and then looking to you. It's bigger.
Welcome. Yeah, it's bigger on the inside. Let's shut this door. Thank you. All right. Yeah. You remember when I just appeared out of nowhere a while ago?
I do.
Yeah, that was because we made a trek across a sea of candy wrappers, and got a wish from a chaotic deity. My wish was this.
Candy wrappers.
Yes.
I heard of a planet once.
Candyland.
An old shutdown. Yes.
Yes.
Never wasted my time with it. Where's the meeting going to be?
Just follow me.
He starts following you. Ryle goes, "Oh, hi, I'm Ryle. I'm, oh, okay. We'll talk later then." As like
Ryle.
He just completely passes Ryle, not even giving him a second glance.
Yeah. Ryle, this is my dad. We have business. I'm sorry. We'll talk to you later.
Oh, right. Okay. Later, Isaac's dad. And as you're walking, he kind of gives you a side glance.
What?
Interesting friends.
Yes. He's from the planet.
I see.
Squee,
Yes.
this is very important.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm in my sexy Spilkworth outfit.
Jesus Christ, Piph.
Piph.
Don't make me laugh too hard. You're gonna hurt me.
You're gonna kill Vern.
Piph, I was drinking something.
You're gonna
You
kill
should
us.
have known when I started talking.
I wasn't thinking.
Oh man.
Okay. Okay, that's okay, yeah, sure. That's happening.
Oh my
Okay.
God, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, indeedy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
Delhomme follows Isaac
Yeah.
back up the ladder, back down, and he gets up to the second floor and he goes, "Huh. It's a lot bigger."
Yeah, it's we basically have a battle cruiser inside of our frigate.
How many crew?
Well, we've been slowly growing in numbers, but this place can hold about 30 to 60, depending on how many people you cram into the rooms. But we have 10, 12? How many? I can't remember.
Good. Better to keep it small. People aren't worth trusting.
Right. Okay, then. Why don't you trust people?
He kind of stops and looks at you. It's a luxury. I don't have that kind of luxury.
Wow. Okay.
What action spy movie did you walk out of?
The one where the wife was murdered and the husband went on a lifelong crusade of revenge through time and space.
Yeah, John Wick was more fun than this.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't kill his puppy. Okay, you know what? That's really mean.
I'm glad they didn't.
We're
kill
talking
the
about his wife, not a puppy.
All right, it's through here.
And he'll walk through the door.
Through here. There you go.
Stop. Take a look at everyone. Eyes rest upon Lucas in the Splagorth uniform.
Why
Sexy
the
Splagorth outfit.
fuck? Is that what you want Vector to see?
Is that your dad?
Yes. You've met him before.
He looks over at the dad. Oh, yeah. But yeah, no, I want him to see this. Very important.
Okay.
Delhomme nods. Keep him off balance. Make them think you're an idiot. I like
See,
it.
I think he's got it.
As long as he says, circling the couch, as you're not actually an idiot.
I see.
Well, I mean, that's no, I'm super smart. Don't worry about that.
Anna
He
chugs.
He raises an eyebrow. And Delhomme just kind of takes his place back behind you all, and he says, "So this is where it's going to be."
Yeah. We have the camera right there. And we're going to poke some fun at him and play some poker while he's talking.
I didn't realize you were serious when you said that.
Yes, I dealt the hands for a reason. You have chips in front of you. We're playing poker. Do you even know
Fine.
how to play?
Shut up.
Jesus. Amateurs.
Delhomme just kind of leans back against the wall, crosses his arms.
Yeah, technically, Lucas taught Kid how to count cards. So.
Oh, Anna's losing.
Counting cards
Oh, yeah.
doesn't work in poker.
I mean, yeah, but still, they know the basics of cards.
Sure, absolutely. You'd have to know the basics to know how to count them.
Although, to be fair, I kind of love the idea of everyone like having a different idea of how the game is supposed to go. Like one person's like, "Yeah, this is poker," another person is like,
This is Crazy Eights.
You guys are just
"Crazy
playing.
eights,
Goldfish.
hand and foot."
You're just playing Calvin ball with cards.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Isaac will tell Delhomme, we only have about 30 minutes, and then we're gonna shut off the feed
He nods.
when it starts.
Good plan.
Mhm.
We want to attack them, not the other way around.
Yeah. Well, we also set it up so that they can't trace us. What we're sitting in right now is a separate dimension. So, we're untraceable right now.
Have you showed him the
Gives-
aquarium?
He gives
I
Isaac
haven't.
this almost patronizing look, and he goes, "So you mean the bare minimum of what one should do?"
Wow, you're mean.
You hear a snort from like that Theta on the couch.
Kid's gonna flick one of their cards at him and say, "Shut up."
Who?
Is it the Joker card?
Give me a second. Yeah, it hits him in the face. He doesn't even react.
Yeah, fuck you.
Jeez.
Anna's just looking at Tessa and doing like, holy shit, eyes.
And so there wasn't like an exact time for the meeting to start. It was like, it was like one of those like the meeting will start at 3, but
Yeah.
3:02.
I'm just gonna start playing
5.
poker. I mean,
Yeah, and there's like this awkward silence as everyone's kind of waiting, playing poker.
throws dice. Yahtzee! Alright, yeah, we
And
should
then
probably do this.
around 3:07-ish, there's a indicator light blinks on the camera.
I'll click
Okay.
the button.
The indicator to pick it up, basically.
I'll click the button. And start the timer.
Click the button, and immediately an image pops up in front of all of you. The image is of what almost looks like a conference room without a conference table. There's a bunch of chairs arranged almost side by side, a little bit in kind of a semicircle. They're very high quality chairs, very expensive, very lavish, and the surroundings that you see around them are of a high end, what would look like a high end office space, right? There are, give me a second. There are 4 chairs with people sitting in them, and then more people behind them. In the chairs, starting from left to right, you see in the leftmost chair what looks to be a small little girl, maybe 8 years old. You've seen her before. Most of you have, anyway. Last time you saw her was in Isaac's old village. She is dressed to the nines and holding a golden chalice that she sips from periodically. Behind her chair stand 2 very tall men who look very pale with greased back hair and red eyes. In the chair next to her is a woman probably in her 50s, thin, wearing a lab coat, hair starting to gray, pulled back into a tight bun, glasses on her face, and she is currently tapping away on looks like some sort of data pad, not looking up, not paying attention. Behind her chair stands 2 people. I call them people because it's really hard to distinguish them as such. One has very canine-like features, stands on 2 legs, but looks as if it could stand on 4 if it wanted to, wearing clothes, but covered in fur, and has a tag in one of its ears. The other one is huge, as in the size of an elephant. I kid you not, sitting on its haunches with no eyes, just patiently sitting. In the third chair, Anna, you immediately recognize Ian. Dressed also to the nines, which is not unusual for him, in very fancy attire. He looks older than you remember, a lot more lines on his face. And standing by his chair is a large 10-foot tall robot. No real face to speak of here. Let me actually show you so you have an idea of what I'm talking about.
So I can break your heart more.
This.
I might be zoomed in too far.
My connection to the server has been interrupted.
Uh-oh.
I don't see
It's
anything.
in the Starluck Lounge.
There we go.
Jesus.
Okay. Oh, okay. You had to break my heart, didn't you?
I didn't have to. He did it.
Sure.
It's not me, guys. It's him.
Coxgun.
In the last chair, with Beatrix standing next to it, is Vector. Dressed fairly simply, black slacks and a black overcoat. It would look somewhat similar to a Corsair outfit, except that it's all black. So definitely doesn't share the color scheme, but very reminiscent of some of the uniforms you used to see back then. It looks very comfortable, very functional. And he's sitting there with his hands clasped under his chin. And there's probably a good 15 seconds as everyone studies each other. And then Ian's the first to speak. Did we catch you at a bad time, daughter?
Normally, yes.
And his face kind of darkens. It's been quite some time, Anastasia.
5, 6 years?
Indeed. You have quite a lot to answer for.
I don't think I'm the only one.
And you hear from Vector, "You'll have your turn, Ian. We agreed." "Hello, friends. It's been a while."
It's been like a day.
"How's Felina?"
None of your business.
Yeah, I think that kind of is under the category of not your business anymore. I mean, to you, she's dead, right?
Quite right.
Right.
And Vector will stand up. "So, I'm curious. You called for a meeting. We've been trying to contact you, obviously, but I didn't actually expect you to respond. What is it you are hoping to talk to us about?"
The future, or I suppose the past.
"Yes, I am intently concerned with the past." "I do hope, for all your sakes, that this does not come to bloodshed. And despite the animosity in the room behind me, I'm sure they feel the same way." And everyone roll me an insight check.
Oh, boy.
Because
Thank
I'm
you
so good
for-
at those.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Thank you for your concern.
All
Just
right.
Take
Is Lucas not gonna?
He's doing it.
insight.
Gotcha.
The other clown man.
Okay.
Kid and Lucas. You can get a quick study on people's faces. The young girl is staring intently at Lucas. Whether that means she recognizes him or just the most interesting thing to look at in the room, you're unsure.
Dude,
But-
he has a sexy Spigorth outfit on. I don't know.
I
what you're
know.
talking about.
I forgot.
Like, how could you not stare? Jesus.
But she's just staring at him over the rim of her cup. Ian seems unchanged or unfazed by what was said. The woman in the lab coat is still tapping away on her data plan as if she's not even paying attention.
Mhm.
And the only thing of note, Kid,
Mhm.
is the there's a sneer, like an audible sneer from behind the chair. You can't see who said it or did it, but you heard it and you recognize it. It's the only other person that you haven't seen yet that you expected to see.
Oh boy, this is gonna be so much fun. Kid who's kind of glancing up over their cards, Gesundheit.
Bless you.
Their ear kind of twitches a little bit, and then they go back down to looking at their cards. And I'm gonna stick by my statement earlier. I want them to just be playing with like crackers as chips, and they're gonna push another pile into the middle and go, "I raise."
Shit. Really? Fuck, I fold then. Jeez. Slams his cards down on the table.
You
Too rich
hear
for
a
my
slam. You hear a slam as Ian slams his hand down on the chair. "We are here to discuss business, not play games."
Oh, but that's all you do.
Kid's gonna snort at that.
Lucas, looking around like he's in trouble, slowly scooches a pile of crackers into the to the middle of the table.
To meet kids bet. Ian's face darkens. Vector goes, Ian, please. They are doing this to get to you. You know that.
Anna smirks.
Kid goes, actually, we're doing this for crackers, but whatever makes you feel better.
When you say that, the woman in the lab coat looks up, and the face is unmistakable. Mother stares at the hologrammed kid. She puts the data pad down. Kid, it's been too long. So good to hear your voice.
Kid is going to visibly stare at their cards and then look over at Anna and go, do you meet or do you fold?
Anna was too busy looking at Ian, doesn't look away, and just like pushes a pile in the middle.
You don't have to answer me, kid. A mother never forgets their child, and the child never forgets the mother.
Wow, I love that Anna's sitting right next to Kid right now.
And she's not looking at Anna at all.
Ah, what a bitch. Okay. Anyways.
Anna's probably gonna break her cool a little bit, look at you and go, gee, seriously, fuck that?
And after a few seconds, Vector goes, so, about the past, you wanted to discuss?
Anybody want to go first? Out of character.
How exactly are we wording this? Are we going like full in? We're making a deal. Like, is that what we're going for immediately?
Probably along the lines of, we're interested in seeing certain aspects of Vector's plan through.
Okay, I think it might be best if Isaac's the one talking for that part.
You sure?
All right.
Yeah.
I just want to go first for a sec.
Yeah.
Okay, if Lucas wants to go then.
Lucas looks over at the kid. All right. Do you have any nines?
You son of a bitch. God damn it. Kid just looks up from their cards and frowns and goes, what?
I'm just asking for, never mind.
Isaac just pipes up, go fish.
You hear a giggle from the girl on the hologram.
Kid suddenly looks like a lot less certain, just kind of like, am I remembering right?
Oh crap, he pulled goldfish.
Fuck. Alright.
Advanced tactics.
Isaac opens up a package of goldfish crackers and hands it over to Lucas.
Guys, we have
We're
30
so
minutes.
professional.
He
I
did
don't
the
know,
thing!
I think
He did the
this is-
thing!
I think this is pretty par for the course for this.
Oh, this is a 100% character.
No, this is powerful because it unsettles them so hard.
It's really doing a number on some of them.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so
again, Vector looks unfazed, but you guys know Vector pretty well by now. Ian looks like he's about ready to blow his top. The girl is giggling behind her cup, and Mother is simply staring at Kid.
That's not creepy.
Not at all.
Nope.
Lucas rifles around the bag. Hope to God there's a 9 in here.
God
Well,
Isaac!
if you're
Go
not
ahead.
going to talk to us, I'll talk to you.
Sure. Throw your cards on the table, so to speak, and he slams the table, causing the piles of crackers to fall down. Shit, my bad.
You
Vector
all
nods.
folded. You're out of this round.
I know.
Vector says, I was surprised the quality of people who have issues with you. You've made it very easy to gather a coalition capable of destroying you all. I do hope that won't be necessary. I'm willing to let bygones be bygones, despite everything that you've done to me. But I have a purpose, a goal. I cannot be turned from it. And as unfortunate as it is, as brilliant of a person as Lucas may be,
What?
he has a date with destiny. Lucas,
Yeah.
would you come here?
Unknown. This is a hologram.
And as Lucas says that, you see a very strange picture. Someone who looks just like Lucas, dresses fairly similar, with one exception, a very big, bushy mustache,
Oh.
steps up next to Vector. He looks out of it, dazed, staring at nothing, glassed eyes.
That's
Thank
why they
you.
have a vampire. Yeah.
And then he stares at all of you. It is unfortunate, but it must be done.
Are you wanting to do that on Zebron itself?
Of course not. There is a very specific place and time it must take place.
Well, we can agree on that. Something has to be done.
So then,
Except,
you'll give Lucas over without struggle?
no.
You already have Lucas. What do you?
Yeah, you already have him.
Don't be greedy.
Yeah. We
He
get
smiles.
ours, you get yours.
You
But
are
what-
far too intelligent for me to believe you don't understand what's happening here. Understand this, my friends. I will stop at nothing to make this happen. The very existence of everything I believe in depends upon it.
Except you're not also listening. You're also not listening. We are interested in having this outcome happen, but a different way.
What different way?
Well, for one, we don't want people to die, but we want there to still be a thing that happens that causes Corsairs to be made. And there are several ways for this to happen. We have done calculations. We have very smart people here. But it doesn't necessarily have to be a person that, touches another from different timeline and kaboom. It can be items and things like that.
You don't think I haven't considered that? The prophecy was very specific. Yes, I've done the calculations too, and yes, what you're suggesting may be possible. But I cannot afford to risk everything on something that may be possible.
Except we can? And we're likely going to. So what I'm trying to say is we kind of have the same goals, but we just have a different philosophy. Are you sure you still want to stop us? Wouldn't it be better if we were to just help each other?
Roll me a persuasion check.
Okay. Oh boy.
Oh, wait, before you do that, hang on. Kid, you have a plus sign?
Oh, I was gonna say, would Lucas want to bring up the plate with this meeting or no?
This meeting plate.
Because as long as they kept other Lucas's shit with him, he should have it.
See, the thing is, if we say our goals and they want us to prevent us from doing our goals, bring up the plate would be completely the wrong move. And if we did bring up the plate, I benefit for that either.
Okay, I was just wondering.
It might be a good idea to bring it up if we succeed on the persuasion roll. Which, by the way, unless I were to use charismatic aura, I have a +2 on this.
Does anyone want to offer inspiration or
Some
aid
sort
in some
of
way?
Inspiring gesture.
Clever boy.
If only you guys had like a
some
bardic
bardic
type of.
Yeah.
Font of inspiration. Some sort of.
I mean,
something like a plus D10.
we're still all very new to the system, so sometimes it's good to remind everyone of everything at your disposal, like a Lucas.
Like a
Just
Lucas.
one.
Lucas is always at our disposal.
I mean, we could probably nail this if I could also do charismatic aura, because that gives me advantage.
How do you do charismatic order? Or
It's a spell.
Does that work over the...
That is a good question.
I don't think it would work over a hologram. But read the spell. I could be wrong. It is magic. Let's see. For the duration, you have advantage on all persuasion and discipline checks directed at any creature of your choice that isn't hostile towards you within. They are not within 60 feet.
Within 60 feet.
Yeah.
Damn, that sucks. Okay, never mind then.
Their
hologramic aura.
Oh, maybe I shouldn't make underwear. Maybe I should make an Isaac charismatic aura hologram. I'm better than you. All right. Anyways,
so the thing with that is, I need to inspire you in some way about the thing you are about to say.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So here's what I'll say. Since Isaac did most of the talking right there, he's going to be making the roll. You guys can convince me to offer him aid or inspiration. You'll have to convince me, but it's definitely doable.
I mean, can I through adding on to the stuff he said?
Absolutely.
Okay. So, after he's done talking, Anna will just lean forward and go, "If we make a deal now, this could be done sooner rather than later. Neither of us will have to waste any more resources fighting each other so we can have our own way. A compromise would be better in the long run, wouldn't it?"
that's good.
Okay. And then Lucas, did you have something to do?
Oh my god. I'm still trying to so did he already, this is a thing I have to basically pre-bake before he even tries to, I guess it's before the roll, but...
It'd be before the roll. Yeah, I mean, here, I'll leave it up in your hands. If you think there's a way, then by all means. If not, then...
I mean, I could do something similar where it's just say, giving inspiration here and now.
I have.
It doesn't
something...
even have to be. It doesn't
win
even have
at
to be something...
poker.
Well, hang on. Yeah, it doesn't have to.
Yeah.
Real quick, and then I'll let you go. It doesn't have to be anything specific to this cause. It's just something that gives him a boost of confidence. It doesn't have to be, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be specific to persuading people. Just something to give Isaac a push, a boost.
So what you could say is, you could put your hand on Isaac's shoulder, stare at him in the eye, and go, "Don't forget the Alamo."
Or say, "Hey," and then shock him with your venom touch, and then throw him away.
Jesus Christ, man!
That would one's understanding that, I'll just go.
I understand it.
Uh,
Except no, he got his hand stuck to her hair.
I think
Kingpin.
Oh yeah, Kingpin, right.
I think I'm just gonna give while while Isaac is doing his speech thing, he's gonna double pat the side of his arm in a reassuring way and hand him his hand of cards. So now he has Lucas's hand.
which, by the way,
Yeah.
Isaac, Lucas's hand's a royal flush, not in the right order. So you're not sure if Lucas knew, but then again, Lucas was dealing. So,
So Isaac's gonna reassemble the cards, slam it on the table, and oh my
My guy, what the actual fuck? This is amazing. I love this group so much.
And that's not including the D10, which is another 6.
I was gonna say,
28.
yeah. Roll the d10. Okay. So 28.
Good royal flush. Oh.
I was so nervous the second you said, like, I have it too, because I'm like, oh, Anna should have been talking because she has a 12.
Okay.
Oh my god.
So
Kid just throws their cards in the air like, fuck this.
I'm going to this role is going to guide the conversation for the next few moments, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Vector looks at both of you and he says, the prophecy was specific. And then you hear Felina say, prophecies can be wrong, Vector. And Felina rolls forward and turns to face him. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, and you know it. There doesn't have to be any more bloodshed, Vector. They want to work with you, and they mean it. Vector looks at Felina, and you see pain kind of roll across his face. He looks to all of you again. Everything I believe in is at risk.
Hey, this all happens long before I was born, so I couldn't even be alive in the case this fails.
Yeah, I guess I should probably put down my risk. Existing. That's a 1.
Yeah.
2, a good chunk of my friends could just stop existing.
Yeah.
That sucks. And of course, you probably already know the billions and so on and so forth, as well as the maybes of people either saving or not saving, but mainly more of anything else. So, sorry, excuse me. Piph is a little lightheaded. Give him a second.
Plus, we've done heroic things like this in the past.
Oh, no, yeah, that was going to bring up that instead. You know, talking about, like, prophecy and whatnot, we've actually been in a situation where time has actually guessed what it should have been. And we proved that wrong. And actually, time didn't even break down.
Yeah.
We actually shifted it successfully without making any tears.
And I don't even think the Avius noticed.
Vector looks at all of you and stares at Isaac for quite some time. And then kind of looks down as if he's considering. And you hear behind him a little girl's voice say, Vector, this is getting boring. And with a sigh, Vector looks up directly at Isaac and winks. And then turns around and says, I'm done. They obviously aren't listening to reason. I've said all I've come to say. I believe you all had something to discuss with them. And will sit back down in his chair.
Sweet.
And
so now he thinks we're on his side, so when we kill him, it'll be a surprise.
Isaac definitely doesn't say in character.
He doesn't say in character, no.
If you said that in character, Anna would shoot you here and now.
Oh my god, Kid would murder him.
No, he doesn't say it in character. Guys, come on.
Everyone just leaps across the table. Isaac!
But I had a royal flush.
You did.
I had a royal flush, guys.
Oh, and you crit. I still can't fucking believe that.
Yeah, I can't believe that.
pretty amazing.
Anyways.
With that, Ian stands up and paces forward. Anastasia, I honestly don't care what he needs. You and your sister are coming back.
What? But I like it here. She says, just kind of casually leaning back in her seat.
This is not the time. Do you have any idea what I have gone through since you've left?
Oh, don't tell me you felt any grief.
Grief? Grief? My entire... Everything we have worked for has been falling apart.
So what you're saying is, you aren't as good as a leader as you thought you were.
What I'm saying is, my daughter, my own ace in the hole that held everyone in check, decided to betray me. Do you have any idea how that makes me look to the others?
Haha.
Maybe you shouldn't have stepped into the spotlight.
Maybe you should have remembered your place.
Yeah. I remembered my family and I took care of the only one I cared about.
Ooh. Burn.
No, she's exactly where she belongs.
His face gets angrier and angrier, and then he kind of does a couple of deep breaths, and he says, I get it. You're angry at me. Fine. I understand. But you haven't fully considered.
What haven't I considered?
The consequences of your actions. Last time you left, I needed a new enforcer. Sam was happy to step into that role. Weren't you, Sam? The robot doesn't move. He stares at Anna. Continue to defy me, and your consequences will mount, daughter.
To the people at the table, she is very tense right now. To him, she just kind of looks at him for a while and just kind of does a small shrug and go, I'll think on it.
His lips move, like he's meaning to say something, but he's fuming. And then you hear from behind him, Ian, dear, why are you wasting time with that person? And Ian spins around. For the love of God, woman, that is your own daughter. And Mother looks up and blinks, stares at Anna. Oh.
Wow, okay.
Don't worry, didn't recognize you either. It's been longer on that front.
She kind of shrugs at Ian. A failed experiment. Not really something I'd call a daughter. Kid, on the other hand. And Mother stands up. Kid, you haven't spoken to me yet.
You keep my name out of your mouth.
She looks a little shocked. Why ever are you angry at me?
Kid just glares at her.
Oh, silly child. Did I not give you everything? Life? Your gifts? Your talents? Food? Skills? I gave you everything. I don't deserve this treatment.
First of all, what you gave us wasn't food. That was goop. Second, I'm pretty sure you're just full of shit at this point.
Don't bother, Mother. Kid never did listen. A tall, graceful, almost snake-like behind the chair that Mother was sitting. Long, dark hair that touches down to her ankles, and a black velvet dress. She walks up to Mother's side. Hello, kid.
Kid narrows their eyes.
Oh, well, do you not recognize me anymore? It's right. It has been quite some time. We've evolved. You look just like I remembered you. Small, fragile. Surely you recognize me, dear sister?
Anna puts a hand on Kid's shoulder.
She can feel there is a slight tremor going through Kid as they say, I'm still ready to tear you limb from limb.
You also hear Mother going, actually, Naga, she's neither a sister nor a brother. She doesn't really have... Not now, Mother. Naga looks back to Kid. Anytime, Kid.
Kid, now ignoring Naga, looks over at Mother and says, see, even she's tired of your bullshit.
Naga knows how to properly respect her creator, as do all my children.
I don't.
Was that in character or out of character?
Yeah, I was in character.
Gotcha. She'll stare, she'll look at you and sniff. My real children, not my failed experiments. You were, if I recall, an early attempt at genetics, altering a few things to see if I could make you manipulate electricity. Nothing came of it. Really, you're not much more than dead weight. I don't know why Ian bothers with you.
Anna's just gonna raise an eyebrow at Ian, like, she's impressed with him right now. Like, you didn't tell her.
Isaac's just busting laughing.
Okay, if anything was said in the last 10 seconds, my headset cut out and I heard that a bit.
Isaac's just laughing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mother will look back to Kid, and she'll say, I don't know what it's going to take, but I need you back, Kid. As you can see, your siblings have evolved greatly, turned into the perfect children. You need your upgrades as well. After all, you don't want to lag behind, do you?
Oh, don't worry, I took a couple of tips from Slim.
Who? Oh, right. He's dead. No
I know.
matter one way or the other. Oh. You're saying that was... You're saying that was you?
Anna's
Oh,
heart
Kid.
tightens.
Oh, Kid, I've missed you. Fine. What are your terms? Better room, better food, more targets.
Your corpse.
Oh, Kid. That's no way to talk. Honestly, I should have spent more time on your social mannerisms.
I've been learning those just fine.
Yes, when you come back, I must definitely work on that. And she kind of looks to herself and goes back to the chair and starts typing on her data pad. And Naga stands there, continuing to look at Kid. And she mouths quietly, you and me. And then she does a little hand gesture across the neck.
Classy.
And then walks back behind the chair. And as she's doing so, you hear the little girl in the chair, Kyle, and she wiggles the goblet. A refill. And you see a hand kind of that's just outside of the hologram come in and cut their own hand with a knife and drip blood into the gauntlet.
I don't like that.
Thank you, dear. And then the little kid will take a long drink of the goblet and say, honestly, I think this is all pointless. I really don't have anything to say to you all except come play. I'd love to see you again. So would Kyle, I'm sure.
So he's still alive. That's what you're saying.
I mean, you saw his hand.
Yeah.
So maybe, no, it's just someone else holding a dead hand. And...
Damn.
You can identify people by their hands?
Damn.
I mean, he's not like a hand model or anything. Jeez.
And then Ian will sit back in his chair and say, and what do you intend? To keep running like scared little rats until we hunt you all down and my wife gets her, he rolls his eyes, children back, and I teach you some manners?
You can certainly try.
I mean, honestly, our intentions are our business. And kind of none of yours, because y'all are fucking terrible parents. I'm sorry. But y'all suck.
Oh,
Especially
kid.
you.
Mother stands up. Kid, I just thought of it. I don't know why I didn't think of it before. Kid, either you come back and work for me like a good little child, or I will send Naga and Titan and Cerberus to random planets to murder as many people as possible. How about that?
You don't already lease them out?
Oh, not yet. But this I would do pro bono. See, you always did have a soft spot. You hid it well, but a mother knows their child. It's all about the proper motivation. I'll pick almost at random. And they're very, very good at it. You know this. Wouldn't you want to save all their lives and be a hero?
This is when Anna's gonna look at you and go, oh, that's why you fucked her.
Wow.
Oh boy.
I'm tempted to just cut the stream. Not the stream,
What's that?
but I'm tempted to cut the feed, the hologram feed.
Did anyone else get that, or is it just me that's cutting out?
I think it's just you. He said he's tempted to cut the...
Okay, Squee cut out for me there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. You guys are fine for me. It's the polar vortex.
God damn it.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun dun dun.
Alright, so Mother will look at Kid and go, okay, I can see you need time. How about this? 48 hours, and then I unleash Naga on a random planet, preferably one with lots of, what do you call them? Innocence. I look forward to hearing from you.
Go fuck yourself.
Can I click? Can I click the thing? Can I click the
Click
button?
it. Click it.
Click it? Yeah, clicking it. Boom. And that's how we end it. Pew. So that happened.
Getting drink immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Chugging
Kid-
straight from bottle.
yeah, Kid the entire time, like, they seemed fairly calm at a distance, but anyone who's, like, actually taking a good look at them, they're shaking pretty bad.
You
Well, that
alright
went
there,
better
kid?
than I expected.
Yeah? I think we got him. Ha! They'll never expect us. Okay, so we should probably assault the factory now. We should save those people. You guys good with that?
We should try and pull Vector out somehow first, since he's at least have one
Well-
last person to deal with immediately.
I was thinking either that or actually go through with it and try and see if he will help us in some way. Specifically,
I think we should
target...
wait.
You think we should
I think
wait?
we should wait 24 hours and see if he reaches out to us in private.
Okay, that works. Because he knows our stuff. So
And I have a feeling if he's putting on a play that he's not on our side to them, he's probably going to try and communicate with us sooner rather than later to solve everything else.
yeah.
Oh, this is a horrible drink. Why did I pick this bottle of all of them? Anna's going to go over to Tessa and put a hand on her shoulder and go, so how are you holding up after that?
Did you notice the way he didn't move his left arm?
No, I didn't.
Shot him.
Yes, you did.
He was the asshole I remembered.
Yeah, yep. Sure is that. You know, Anna's actually going to look at Theta during that, while saying that.
Theta's been watching all of this impassively. And you see her, she seems to be staring at her father, who is still pointing daggers at where Mother was in the hologram. His eyes have never left that spot. And
Go.
Tessa will lean in close. Is kid okay?
Probably not.
Doing
Show him
alright
the
there,
heart.
kid? Doing okay?
Fine.
You sure? You don't want more crackers?
Kid looks at the rest of their pile in front of them and just kind of shoves them into the middle and heads out of the room. Before they head out, they turn to... God damn it, I still keep wanting to call him Adonis, but that's not right!
Adela.
Oh god. Delhomme and Theta, and they say, "Don't go near Naga." And then they start to head through the door, and then they pause again, and then they point at Delhomme and they say, "Don't shoot her either. She's mine."
Okay.
Delhomme will look at Kid and, with a very straight, serious face, nod.
Kid will nod back and then head out. Fuck, that's right, I wanted... Okay, never mind, that's fine. God damn it.
She didn't get her crackers before she left.
Shit! No. I totally forgot. I wanted to, before the video cut out, because you said that Beatrix was in the video, right? She was there in the feed. I wanted to... Kid wanted to make just like a small comment of, "Kid's fine, by the way." Just kind of like a hint, hint, nudge, nudge. But I totally goddamn forgot. Fuck.
I forgot she was in the room.
Shit!
It's no big deal. We could just say that happened. Is that fine? Is that okay? That way we can all be happy.
I mean, that's kind of a big retcon. Well, it's not like a huge retcon. I suppose that's
It's not
up
a
to-
giant retcon. A giant retcon would say, "Hey, we have a fucking golden orb, and we want to do this thing."
I would say that the retcon won't be needed, and you'll understand soon.
Okay.
Okay.
What's Gloop doing?
Just continue your conversations.
Did he open the door?
Jesus fucking Christ.
Squee?
No, he didn't. No doors have been open. All right.
God
Look,
damn it.
so at some point in the conversation, the side of the couch unforms into Gloop,
Shit.
and Gloop takes the form of Kid, and goes, "Oh, that was scary."
And I just kind of looks at Gloop, looks at where the camera was, looks at Gloop, chugs.
But you guys saw Beatrix was there. She was there. She's okay.
Yeah, she was there.
She looked much better once she saw me.
Do you think anyone else saw you?
Gloop shakes his head. No. Beatrix knows what to look for. No one else does.
Good. I'm okay. I'm honestly okay with her knowing that you're okay.
But we're gonna go get her, right?
Yeah. Eventually.
Yeah. Yeah, I like her. She's fine.
The hologram communicator starts flashing again.
Oh, that was faster than I thought.
Okay.
Do we still have the jammer thing and whatever's? I don't know nothing about no hologram.
Yeah, so Anna, it would be per call. Like every time they start a new call, they have to start the trace over again.
Oh, perfect. I love it.
Fantastic. Yeah. Let's do that.
I am
So
proud of
theoretically,
myself.
You could just be like,
Yeah.
hang on, we're gonna call you right back.
Yeah.
That's such a dick move. Hang on, I'm going through a tunnel. I bet.
Hold.
We're going
Like-
through a dimensional tunnel. It's okay.
Exactly.
Do you turn on the hologram?
Yeah.
You see Vector is standing in a new place, a place that looks like a much smaller room, like an office space. And he's standing there, and he goes, "All right. So here's the deal. We have a lot of bad blood between each other. I'm not going to pretend."
I've never met you, bro.
Anna.
Vector
Anna.
nods. Fair enough, but the others have. But in the grand scheme of things, that means nothing. Causing the cataclysm means everything. So, I will make you a deal. I will work with you, with your plans, with your ideas, if you agree that if we try everything and it doesn't work, and he looks straight to Lucas, if we try everything and it doesn't work, will you ensure the galaxy stays on the right course?
Lucas looks dead at him. Yeah.
Okay.
See, now he has to die. That is out of character, by the way.
Vector goes, okay, then we'll play it your way. You
Would you like me to roll for that? For whatever thing?
Okay, so you know what? Because I was debating. Yes, I need you to roll either deception or persuasion, depending on how truthful Lucas is being.
I'll just put in the plus, and then I'll type to you what it is.
Gotcha.
Because it doesn't seem like
Sure.
exactly what my things are.
Right.
Right.
Oh
Jeez.
boy.
Good.
And you could be
Okay.
a very clever fellow.
I could. I'm not going to.
Yeah, so type to me which one that is, please.
Alright. That is...
Performance.
Got me.
Alchemy.
It's history.
Oh my god.
Dun dun dun.
I was
actual
like, I
history
just
would
saw the
kinda be
first one I said, and then
appropriate.
I thought about it. I'm like, oh, that's a really good joke out loud.
Yeah. Fucking goddamn it, Kens. The thing is, it's appropriate.
I wasn't expecting it to be appropriate until after it was out of my mouth.
Okay. Okay. Vector nods and he goes, okay, then we'll try this your way. But understand something. This group that's been put together needs to be dealt with first.
Are you offering aid or to step aside while we deal with them?
A little bit of both, actually. I'm not a combatant. I would get slaughtered by them. You may not have seen kid siblings, but I have. I would not stand a chance. But I can tell you what I know. And then I will, as you say, step aside until you do what you're so good at doing.
Fucking shit up.
Vector nods. First things first. Lucas, the other Lucas, is currently a thrall to the Master. That was part of the agreement. She seems to have a fixation in particular with Lucas. I'm not sure why. So when she found that I had another one, so to speak, she made him a thrall. He's not a vampire as such, but in order to free him, Master needs to die.
Well, to be perfectly frank, Lucas stops for a second. I have other reasons to probably go along with a similar plan as what you're probably putting down. So, of course, I'm in for freeing Lucas from being a thrall.
Good. And that would be step number one. Step number two is I can assure you that Mother, the one they call Mother, is quite serious. She fully intends to unleash her children upon a random planet if Kid doesn't come back to her. To her, it seems as if... And he kind of shrugs. She seems to fully expect Kid would come back instead of letting that happen. And she fully intends to follow through with it.
So time is of the essence with that one.
48 hours, to be precise. Which means that if you want to stop them, you're going to have to come here, because Ian has built quite a bit of a fortress here, and they stay in there at all times. Ian was underplaying his issue, Anna. He is, well, very desperate.
Is there a
It would
reason he isn't on Invictus anymore, other than me?
Well, you seem to be the source of a great many of his pains. The importance you played to his syndicate, again, was understated. People feared him because of you. When you left, well, he lost the one thing over everyone's head. And it made him, as he said, look weak. People pushed. He didn't have the strength to push back. He lost a lot of territory. This building that we're in, as impressive as it is, represents the last of his assets.
She would wince at the comment of they were afraid of her. But, like, just kind of behind her hand. But would show him the smirk at this is the last of his assets.
Gotcha. And he says, so you can understand that he would be quite desperate to get you back. Having you back on his side would allow him to reassert his dominance. So, that said, he has a great many enemies that would love to see him outside of his protected building. And Mother can't be bothered to leave her laboratory for anything. And Master, well, I've convinced Master to stay inside for the time being and not go on a play spree, as she calls it.
Useful.
The building itself is divided into 6 floors. A floor for each of them. Ian runs what's left of his syndicate from his floor. Mother's labs are on another. Master has taken over a third. I haven't even been there. I have no desire to see what a vampire's lair looks like. She's very unsettling, that one. Of course, another floor is mine and the lobby. There is one elevator that goes to these different floors, and it only goes up 1 floor at a time. It's rather annoying, honestly, but it's for security purposes. Ian doesn't want anyone being able to get to him without going through everyone else. Smart, but very annoying.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And to be honest, I might have had a part in setting that up in our previous place.
Victor nods. So, it's kind of a simple situation. You either find a way to go through the top and work your way down, or you start at the bottom and work your way up. Either way, be ready for a fight. Definitely a fight that I couldn't do. I'm not, as I said, a warrior or a soldier. I'm a spy.
Neat.
As a token of my good faith, I've already sent Beatrix out. And he starts tapping coordinates. You can pick her up at the following location.
Cool. So, question. Do you still have that door thing device?
The doors.
Yeah.
I do. What are you suggesting?
Well, let's just say we could start off on your floor and bypass a lot of bullshit. Eh? Eh?
Well, you could certainly start off on my floor, but you're going to have to face Master sooner or later if you want Lucas. So you wouldn't be bypassing much, but I see where your head's at.
I mean, we don't have to go to
doable.
reception and all of that. Fill out paperwork, shoot some people. You know what I'm talking about.
I do. And I could arrange that.
Cool. I mean,
There
hell,
is a small matter of the CDF. The second you attack, inside or outside, they are, of course, going to contact the local law enforcement, as
Don't worry about that.
anyone would. Vector raises an eyebrow. Oh?
Yeah.
Anna's looking at Isaac very hard of, don't explain.
He's not going to. He's just going to say, don't worry about it.
Okay. I won't worry about it. And Vector
If you
goes,
want,
I shouldn't.
What an interesting thing could do is, like, you could set it up so that the doors open in, like, a bathroom or something, where nobody would expect it.
I'll take care of the doors. Do you have any? I assume Gloop still has some.
Well, he had.
Yes. By the way, you might want to inform him. Again, an act of good faith. The bacteria in his body is completely harmless.
We already know that.
Oh,
And Gloop already knows that.
Yeah.
right.
Isn't Gloop still in the room shaped like Kid?
Not anymore. The second it turned on, he's shaped like something else, but he is definitely...
Look. We have a way to determine what is in a person's body, be them organic or mechanical. We can figure things out.
Anna's
We're
just
smart.
gonna look at him and go, do you mean medicine?
No, I'm talking about our scanner.
Right. Look.
He's gonna
I'm
tap
not
his
gonna
head.
pretend-
Our scanner.
Oh my god.
Vector goes, okay, fine. Look, I'm not going to pretend to be an angel. I've had to do a lot of things to ensure that To ensure the safety of this place. But if it matters, give him my apologies. I shouldn't stay on the line too long. Do you have anything else you need from me?
I'm good.
I will set the doors that you need, and then I will find reasons to be elsewhere for the next 2 days. Good luck.
Cool.
And with that, he cuts off the call.
So anyone want to use the doors now? Just get the drop on him.
We don't need to kill him right now.
Yeah, the temptation is strong, but
We
can
have
hold
to
off.
reserve our resources if we're going
Yeah.
in and fighting 3 of them at once.
yeah,
The whole point of this is so we didn't have to fight 4 of them at once.
that's true. That's very true. Plus, I mean, there's only so far he can go. So long he can hide. And he's working with us, so he's gonna want to get in touch with us anyways.
I cannot believe those fucking persuasion rolls. Holy shit.
I know, right?
Right?
Oh, man.
Royal flush. Bam!
Boom.
22. Boom!
That's amazing.
And now you have yourselves away in the building.
Yeah, we have ourselves
Yup.
away in the building. And we don't have to worry about the CDF, at least not immediately, because we have time spikes.
Mm-hmm.
Real
Like-
quick, Squee, can those time spikes be activated remotely, or does that have to be like as soon as they're put down?
No, they're activated from the outside. And Delhomme would go through some of how it works, and I guess he would explain this. He would say the time spikes need to be activated by someone on the outside, but that's what I'm for. My gun, and he pats the sniper rifle on his back, is specifically attuned to them, meaning that I'm the only person outside the spikes that can see into the building using a very unique scope, shall we say. So I'll still be able to provide you some form of support, even from outside.
Neat.
I swear, everything that comes out of his face is just like, yeah, this is highly specialized, professional.
He's an ex-Corsair that's been spending his entire life trying to get revenge. He's picked up some cool shit.
He's
And that's
also
just gonna
kind of
look
an
between-
asshole.
I mean, it's less the cool shit and more the attitude of like, yes, obviously it's going
Yeah,
to be amazing.
I was gonna say, where do you think Isaac got his love for guns from?
His mom?
I got it from
Definitely.
you.
I mean, his
Dad.
mom was a gunslinger.
I mean, yes.
Anna's gonna look between the 2 of them and just go, "What's with you 2 and attuning things to your guns?"
Listen, Missy.
Delhomme will actually detach the scope and toss it to Isaac.
What? He's gonna catch it? Actually, no. It's gonna stop in midair, and it's going to gently float down to his hand. Why?
Anna slowly shakes head at his betrayal. That's not the word I wanted. She's shaking his head at him.
His extraness?
His drama.
Yeah.
It's like, geez, I wonder where you got that from now.
Mm.
And he just motions for Isaac to look at it.
Alright, he'll look through it.
Roll me your Techno-wizard tinkering type check.
Okay.
Roll me gun.
Roll me gun.
Oh,
good.
what's that? What's that? Breaker Niner.
Oh god,
Oh god
again.
damn it.
21.
21. Okay, it's definitely a magical scope. The magic has infused it to. It's actually a techno-wizard device. It's definitely a fusion of mechanical and magical. It's a scope with several different zooms. It has the ability to see through walls. And just by
Ooh.
judging the type of rifle he has, that gun has the ability to shoot through walls as well.
Yeah.
And when you examine it further, you look into it. The scope itself is set up to view different dimensions, times, and light zones.
Yikes.
It's a pretty. You have not seen a scope like this before.
That's
Pretty
fucking
nasty.
cool. He is going to explain this out loud to the rest of them. Basically, almost word for word, but more technical. And then he's gonna hand it back.
And Delhomme will nod. You have a good eye.
Well, I'm a Techno-wizard.
You're a what now? Like the first time you've ever seen his face look like a double take.
Okay.
You never... I didn't know.
No. I only learned it recently. You remember the movies that I asked you to watch? She got me into engineering. 'Cause she's great. And then eventually...
An engineer.
Yes. I told you that
I thought she was just an actress.
No, she's one of the best in the galaxy.
Well, that's...
In the 3 galaxies. Sorry.
That's more respectable.
Respectfully.
Hannah gives him a dirty look at that comment.
I don't know. Movies are pretty neat.
She got me into engineering, and eventually, I wanted to learn from the best. So, have you ever heard of a Techno-wizard called? Oh my god, my mind is blanking. Why is my mind blanking?
Cathor.
Called Cathor.
Of course, who hasn't heard of Cathor?
He's on
only
the ship.
one of the greatest technomet. What?
So, remember what I was saying during the hologram thing? How we twisted and tweaked on the nipples of time?
Okay, that's not how you described it, but yes.
No. We messed with time. I'm sorry. Okay, we messed with time, and we were able to essentially, because there was no accurate record of when he died. It was he died on this place because he was stranded, and so we circumvented and went.
He holds up a hand. I don't need the play-by-play. Are you telling me that Cathor, the legendary Techno-wizard, is on the ship?
He's in my workshop. My workshop.
You hear from behind you, Theta go, oh.
Jesus Christ. Really?
Where? Where is he?
Just follow me.
Like, Delhomme just starts following you. And the second
whoa.
they leaves the room and the door shuts, Theta just kind of sighs and she goes, Father always wanted to be a Techno-wizard. Didn't have the aptitude for it, but my god, did he obsess over it.
So...
Oh no!
Isaac finally found this thing that they can bond over, huh?
Oh no, really?
And Theta goes, I'd never heard of Cathor, otherwise I would have mentioned something. I guess he has.
Yeah, I guess so.
Can you put
So yeah,
Cathor
you go.
in the
Yeah,
modification
I'll
workshop?
throw him in there. You go into the workshop and you see Cathor still hard at work on creating a device to fling things at each other from long distances.
I'm telling you, like a cannon or a catapult will work great. It's a perfect sphere, man. You don't have to go that technical.
You
At
see
least I don't
Cathor
think.
look up, and he's got like it's like goggles that have different zoom levels, and he puts it up. As I've said many times before, Isaac, it's better to over-prepare than to under-prepare. Yes, they're just spheres. Yes, it's a simple calculation in space, but we're not talking about just space. We're talking about the gravitational pull of a planet and time manipulation.
We're working time manipulation into it too?
We are covering all our bases.
Neat.
Oh, you have a friend.
Yeah, that's my dad. Dad, this is Cathor. Cathor, this is Delhomme Tabris.
Cathar will stand up and bow. Hello, Cathar. At your service. Your son is an apprentice of mine. And with that, like Delhome's mouth just kind of drops open. Apprentice?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to let you know that I studied a lot of the items you created. In fact, and he pulls that same scope off his gun. And Catherine goes, oh, I never thought I'd see that little thing again. You know, that was the last piece I made before I went to Cyrene. And there's like this moment of pause, and Delhomme goes, well, I just wanted to let you know it's a pleasure to meet you. Oh, same here, of course. Any father of Isaac's is a friend of mine. Right. And Delhomme like clears his throat and walks out of the room again.
So, do you think I should tell him that we were gods on Cyrene now? Or should I wait?
Cathar looks at Isaac and he goes, I don't know. He's your father, not mine. He did seem...
I know, but I've
bit...
known him like 3 days.
Cathar shrugs. From my experience, he seemed a little bit starstruck, perhaps a fan of the Techno-wizard arts. I've gotten used to it.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, if you ever need something to discuss, perhaps you could show him Rapture sometime.
That's a good idea. One day.
And with that, he goes back to working on the device.
Anyways, good luck. I'll see you later. I'm just gonna...
All right.
All of this is way too over his head.
We'll call that a scene for now. Kid, you had something?
Yes, I did. So there we go. So after the whole exchange with Mummy Dearest, bitch, and Kid walked out and missed all of the Vector conversation. They would have at first gone to their room, and then they would grab Lil and then head down into the cargo bay to just kind of hang out with Ryle and Hellhound and Phil. Hellhound Big Fluff. In on all the details on Naga's fancy new bod and fucking Cerberus in a goddamn suit and all that fun stuff. And would finish it off with, God, she's still such a bitch.
Hellhound would nod. Yes, she has not changed. I did not know that Naga had the ability to take a more human-like form.
Neither did I, but apparently they're special now, and I'm falling behind.
Yes, kid, you are. Mother made lots of changes to us. I assume she continued after I left as well.
Probably. And kids just kind of like... They've probably got like little toys that they're rolling around with Lil, and like they're trying to remain calm, but they're very obviously agitated.
Right. And Hellhound will say, do not worry, kid. They may have more abilities than you, but none of them ever possessed your ferocity.
Naga was pretty good at that.
Yes, you were.
No, they said Naga was pretty good at that.
And Hellhound like sits down on his haunches. Naga is sadistic. She enjoys pain. She enjoys inflicting it. You were different. You have a rage about you, kid. One that none of us could ever match. That's why you were, at least I consider, why you were the best. We might have been stronger, faster, or have more abilities, but if we ever upset you, I don't think any of us were ever in doubt of the outcome.
Kid kind of thinks about it for a moment and pauses and then looks up at Hellhound and goes, "That was 500 years ago for you guys."
Indeed. Luckily, we were created with very long memory.
They kind of rest their head in their hands and sort of scrub at their face and say, I'm so far behind. I don't...
Then, may I make a suggestion, kid?
It's not like I can stop you.
True. You are a creature at war with itself. I see it every day that I am around you. You struggle with what you are and what you want to be. Tell me, if you could leave your instincts behind, would you?
They're quiet for a long bit and then shake their head and say, I don't know.
Rage is not a bad emotion, kid. Anger is not to be feared. Your skills and your ferocity are not something to be dropped or to be shunned. It is all a matter of how you choose to use it. You can be both the killer you were created to be and whatever you choose to be. They do not have to be mutually exclusive.
Guess that makes sense. Finally, they sigh and just kind of flop back onto the floor and say, this is going to be a really long fight.
Ryle kind of wraps around you and stares down at you. You look up directly. It's just Ryle's.
Mm-hmm.
What part am I playing in it?
You're going home.
What? No, I mean during the battle.
You're going home. We're sending you back to your mom. This is too dangerous.
His face looks incredibly hurt. No, you need me. You need me.
Kid looks away from Ryle's eyes and says, my siblings are really dangerous, and the place that we're going probably wouldn't even... And then they pause, and they remember how fucking huge Titan is, and they're like, well, there might be sections that would be big enough, but you shouldn't be there.
Ryle's face lowers almost to Kid's snout, and he goes, you are my friends. What if they were to tell you you're staying behind?
They don't get to do that.
Neither do you.
You don't
That is
have
not your call. You are my friend. And you want me to what? Go home? And know that when you may have needed me, I will. He lifts his head back up. If you want me to go home, I will. But I stay by my friends' sides. Which means I guess that if I go home, you were not my friend. And with that, he kind of just slithers away into another corner.
Well, okay, just guilt trip me already, why don't you? Goddamn.
Jesus.
Kid just kind of stares up at the ceiling where Ryle's face used to be and just frowns. And after a bit, they finally just go, people are too complicated.
True, says Hellbithound. But our lives are better for it, kid. I have found one thing to be true in all the time I have spent on that platform 48. When you lose yourself in a fight, in combat, it is those complicated people that pull you back. And like how just continues sitting there staring at Kid. You know, like he's got all the time in the world. He's not stressed or anything.
He's already 500 plus years. How
Yeah.
much patient does he need to be? Yeah, after a bit, Kid just kind of does the feet up and uses the momentum to sit back up and scoops Lil into their lap and goes, I guess that's something I need to talk to the others about then. I'm guessing you want to come with us.
Is that not why you brought me here?
I mean, yeah, but until we're actually in there, there's always an option to back out, I guess.
He shakes his head. No. Mother would come find me sooner or later. Better to go find her first and be done with this one way or another. And he'll get up and stretch, and he'll say, Don't forget, kid. I know your hatred for Naga, but remember who the true enemy is.
How could I forget? Naga's just a roadblock. A really big, obnoxious, mouthy roadblock.
Hellhound kind of smiles at that.
And then Kid'll launch himself up onto their feet and start heading up the stairs and go, you want anything to eat? I'm going to the kitchen.
Hellhound will start following you, like squeezing through the corridors.
Oh, Jesus. Just like I was gonna... Okay, that's fine.
You see like the spikes like leaving little tiny scratches on the walls.
Every once in a while, just like a...
Yeah.
The whole time, Kid's just like, Heart's gonna lose her fucking mind. You're gonna have to buff that out, god damn it! No, honey, you're gonna have to weld those shut. Those are indents.
Heart, don't go down that hall. Why? Wouldn't you like to look at this first, Heart?
Look at the super shiny spot on the wall. I spotted it and I was like, damn, that's a good wall. That's a really solid wall. No holes, no nothing, no dents.
He would actually legitimately use knockout spray on her before he let her go down that hallway.
Oh my god! Heart, check this out. What?
Hey, does this cloth smell like chloroform to you?
God damn it.
That's not how chloroform works.
Nope.
Oh.
With
Hey,
that,
what does
you
this
guys
smell
hear, like the doorbell, I guess you would say, of the ship.
What? Oh yeah, we do have one
Oh,
of those.
Beatrice.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, Beatrix, you're supposed to go to a location. To
Yeah,
get
we're
her,
gonna go
'cause he
pick
doesn't
her
know.
up.
She doesn't know where the ship is.
So who the
Alright.
fuck is this?
You went through
Running
great
to
details.
security cameras.
You went through
Yeah.
great details to make sure she didn't know where the ship was.
Who was on the
Uh,
security cameras?
You go to the security camera and you see two people. You see Indigo, and you see Levine.
What?
What?
Oh shit. Okay.
Oh,
Oh my
shit.
god, she's
Okay.
alive! Holy shit!
I'll unlock the door.
All right. Door opens. They come back up into the ship, and whoever's down in the move all your tokens and everything. We can just say whoever's down in the car. Okay. Cyber 6 would definitely be there. Indigo would come back in, and Levine would come back in. She looks older somehow, less smooth of skin.
Mm-hmm.
Not too much older. She's not ancient or anything, but she looked like a woman. She always looked in her 50s, right? Now she looks like a woman more in her 60s.
Mm.
And she goes, "Well, it's been some time. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I wasn't sure I expected to see any of you again. It's good."
When was the last time you saw us?
Oh, about 8 years ago.
8.
She nods. I'm still here.
So you didn't fade away or anything.
Not yet. She shrugs. Who can say? Time is funny. I might fade out tomorrow, or 10 years from now, or 20. You learn to accept it. In all honesty, I could die tomorrow, or in 10 years, or 20. I don't really see it as much of a difference at this point. But I can tell you, and she looks meaningfully at Indigo, back to you, that when the timeline is changed in such a way, you don't immediately fade out. I do feel weaker, but I think that's more because I've fully returned to being just me, just human. It can take some adjusting to. Indigo has informed me of what you plan to do. It is inspired.
What if we told you that we got Vector onto our side just now?
Indigo raises an eyebrow, and Levine goes, "Well, Indigo may not have filled me in on all the details. Who's Vector?"
Oh, that aisle. So an out of character too long didn't read?
Yeah, absolutely. And she'll nod and she'll go, "Well, I don't think I'll be much help. As I said, I'm simply an old woman with a few magic spells, and definitely not enough to help you in what you're doing, but I'll certainly cheer you on." I spoke with Indigo. She seemed quite intent on tracking me down. And when she told me why and what was happening, I insisted on coming to see you all. I have missed you.
We've missed you.
I am getting older. And Elisa has found purpose, bless her, as a cleric in another order. And I wish her the best, but I am getting too old to travel alone. I was wondering if I might be able to have my room back.
So, the room's there. Anything you left is still in there.
I can pay my way, of course.
That's not the issue.
No, that's not the issue. I'll be right back. Give me like 5 minutes.
We might have been using it for storage.
And Isaac, as you turn around and you start walking down the hall, start noticing these scratches on the wall.
Son of a bitch. Deal with that later. And he's running. He's running up, like, going up the ladder as fast as he can. Turns over the bed, grabs the orb, stuffs it somewhere in his room.
Oh my god.
She's just like sleeping. What's this lump?
Oh my god. As he's like coming back down the stairs, he hears like these tiny little eep as Hellhound and Kid are walking back into the fucking room.
I swear
Kid's
to God.
just got armfuls of jerky and crackers, and they're just like, this stuff is really good, as they're handing Hellhound a slice.
I'm gonna need to trim those. Run.
Cry.
Make it a spa day.
Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, because I must get up early tomorrow, I'm going to have to call this a session. This is a pretty good place to stop. Over the course of the week, you guys feel free to make what plans you can, though obviously you still don't have tons of information on the inside, other than people seem to be sectioned off in floors.
Yeah.
I mean, we can prepare for a vampire, so that's something.
Yes, you do know that Master's level is below where you're planning on entering. Right up above that is Ian's level, and at the top is the lab. Mm-hmm. Due to the fact that it needed lots of venting.
Okay.
So you know the order of the rooms at the very least. And yeah, you do have some idea of what you'll be facing.
Yeah.
So
fuck him. We'll kill him. It's fine. We got this. Yeah,
no, Isaac's in a killing mood. He's like trying to kill Vector like 3 times today.
Who? Sorry?
Isaac.
Oh.
How many times has Isaac been like, alright, good, we'll kill him?
Like 3-4 times? Yeah,
I know, it's fantastic.
I mean, dude has done a lot to Isaac.
Yeah, he has.
And to Heart. Like, huh. But yeah. Should Heart still come along?
I didn't think she was coming along.
She was coming along last week.
She doesn't like the idea of Isaac going into a fight without her to look after him. But that doesn't mean she's dead set on coming. Just like doesn't mean Ryle's dead set on coming. The end decision is always up to the players. You just have to deal with the consequences of saying yes or no.
Yeah, he's just gonna guilt trip Kid into it.
Yeah.
Heavens to Betsy, it's almost like he's trying to convince you of things.
Oh, god damn it.
Anyways.
I guess you're not my friend. Kid's just like, god damn it, come on!
Why are people so complicated? Alright.
Just listen to me!
We'll end the session here, and we'll pick this up next Thursday, everyone.
Yeah.
Woo.
Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next week.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.